How's it going, everybody? RyeBrad here today, and we are back with our Minnesota Wild Draft to Glory. And guys, before we get started, I want to let you know I now have a channel membership. So if you guys want to support the channel, get access to some cool emojis, get a little badge next to your name, and get priority replies from me, go ahead, join that channel membership. It helps me grow the channel, it helps me continue to invest in the channel, and to make it even better. Also, we have a Discord server. Down in the description is the link to join that. We are talking a ton of hockey right now, trying out a bunch of new stuff in there. Obviously, with the expansion draft, we've got news in there. You got a hockey stats bot. There's plenty of things to do in there, plenty of people to talk to. We're having a good time. Go ahead and rank yourself up from undrafted prospect to all-time great. That's also in there as well. And starting next week, a week from today, next Friday, the NHL entry draft is happening, and I will be hosting a watch party here on YouTube. So if you are new and just stumbled across the 25th episode of this series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, because we will be live next week with an entry draft watch party. But now it's time to get into our episode here, guys. January 3rd, just about ready to go. Scouts are going to have to do their thing, but what we need to do is figure out how to get ourselves into the playoffs. We're obviously on the outside looking in. Things have been kind of up and down this season, 20-18-1, which is okay. It's not great, but only 3 points out of the playoffs, 2 games in hand on the Flames, 2 games in hand on the Predators, a game in hand on the Jets, who were only 3 points behind for the final divisional spot. I think the divisional spot is probably the best bet for us. We'd probably end up playing a worse team too there in the Stars, who started the season, I think, really insanely well. Didn't do as well lately, but you can see there we're on a couple game winning streak here. Kirill Kaprizov still the leader in goals and points for us. We moved Johansson up to the first line at the end of the last episode. I haven't done any simulation with it. Marco Rossi's going to get himself a shot on the second line, and Nykulin's going from first line forward to third line center. So unfortunate for him, but I think it's a necessary evil. Simply because this first line just clicks with Marcus Johansson on top, and with him at an 88, I'd like to keep him as high as possible. And then Rossi, I think, does deserve the extra ice time. He's been so good this season, 24 assists. Hopefully, he can get Fiala and Takashi scoring some goals. And Nykulin just, isn't impressive to me. He's got really good stats, but he just hasn't simmed well. So 68 penalty minutes as well is not what you want to see. The first defensive pairing, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. Kalen Addison with the offensive defenseman, kind of, you're going to expect the minus, especially in 81 and 82, but giving the +3, really, really nice. The second pairing is a good second pairing, and then in goal, Hunter Jones has picked it up, whereas Tucker Tynan has started to drop off a bit. The goaltending, we need those guys to grow quite a bit for us to get competent goaltending, but I have to go sign the scouts. I'll do that really quickly here, guys. Give me 1 second. Guys, the scouts are all taken care of. We are ready to go, get the sim underway, get to the trade deadline, and just see what kind of team we are. That's the real thing that I am worried about, is figuring out what kind of team we are. I know we're on the cusp of a wild card, but I can't trade for any players. The best I can hope for is that somebody in the system is in the 80s, and that's about the best I can do, is sign them and bring them up, right? So in the system, Wallstedt, yeah, seems to be the only guy there. But Alexander GONCHAR, who we took, when did we take this guy? Is it going to tell me? Yeah, 2023 in the 3rd round. So it's been 2 years for him now. He's medium elite, though. And he's looking very, very good at 72, at 19. He's definitely going to be somebody that I think has the ability to make the NHL next year. Same thing with Christian Takashi as well. Craig Takashi's younger brother, 6'5", 222. Geez, they are very, very similar in that regards. But as far as current overall, nobody really screams, call me up because I can help you make the Stanley Cup Finals. Cody Matthews, 71. He's got 1 attribute modified. That's a little bit of his durability, which is whatever. Carter Burkholz, another guy that I might have overlooked just because he's got medium top 6 potential. But Cogliano needs to start growing for me. Obviously, Matthews, GONCHAR, we touched on. Takashi, Burkholz, Luamala is probably the last guy here on this list that could potentially be something for us in the future. Gail Randall, as far as defensemen are concerned. Tarasov, I think I'm going to get rid of Tarasov, guys. I really do think I'm going to get rid of him. He's not doing well down there in the AHL. And getting what I can for Yuri Tarasov sounds like a good idea. Maybe something like a 2nd-round pick for Tarasov at the deadline. I don't know what team would want to acquire him at the deadline, but if we take a look at rookie skaters. Tarasov is got decent value. He does have some okay value, and at 21 and not even 70 yet, I'm ready to give up on him and get him a fresh start somewhere else. But we'll see if moving Marco Rossi up to the second line and Nykulin down to the third line is going to make much of a difference here. So let's go ahead, go up to before this Kings game here. And there's a couple more wins. We keep the winning streak alive, losing 2 games there. The Vancouver Canucks have fired Easton Alcock. Maybe he's somebody to look at, because I'm not sure I want to fire the coach that's, gotten us to where we are. We just do end up winning games. I'd love to do this deal. I don't need the seconds right now. I'd rather get players, but again, it's draft glory. Can't acquire players. So as much as I would like some of those offers, wow, 9-6, what a game. Declining that trade, and then a 2-1 win there. We are in a wild card spot. Marcus Johansson with the extra ice time is now leading the team in points. 73 points is good enough for third in the division. Really, we're 6 points ahead of the Jets, who have a game in hand, so we'll say 4 if they win it. Also same distance from the Predators, but we have games in hand on the Predators. As far as the other wild card, it is 69, so really, I'm more so worried about losing the divisional spot than I am about securing a wild card spot. Right now, I think we're fine. We're going to advance the day here. We're going to get through this Kings game. The LA Kings, how are they doing this season? They're on the fringe. They're a team that maybe we'll fight with, but probably not. So we'll go ahead and advance the day here. We want to be a conservative buyer, I think. We're going to enter the trade deadline. I'm going to get rid of Tarasov. Marcus Johansson, why is he... Holy smokes, has he got a lot of trade value. We can get a first from Buffalo, 2 firsts from Colorado. Okay, so Buffalo wants Marcus Johansson back, but unfortunately, I'm not going to give him up. He's up to an 89. He's grown even another overall, which is absolutely elite for us. Let's go ahead and just ship off Tarasov just because he's somebody that we drafted in the end of the first round in 2022. So he's had his time to develop, but we just can't find a way to get him to grow into something that's going to be NHL ready. And I'm seeing a lot of Patrick Kane. I could get Patrick Kane for Tarasov, which kind of tells you the state of Patrick Kane's career. I don't think we're going to get a second. We could get 2/3 here from the LA Kings, which I think is a decent deal. 2/3, one this year, one next year, I think is a good return, right? We took Tarasov in the first. He's going to, it's a first round pick for a third. It's just, okay. Hartman for no, I'd love to get Rittich, but I think I'm just gonna, I don't think I can get a second out of Tarasov. That's the thing. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a second. I would try to do that and lose little less value, but I mean, looking at it here, the Coyotes want him. The Coyotes' second round pick is, on the block. Actually, that is decent value. Tarasov for a second. Will it go through? Trade accepted. All right, so that is actually a perfect deal, and I'm fine with that deal, actually. Find another trade. Any of these rookie skaters that look like I could just get some picks out of them. Let's just sort by age. The rookie skaters by age. Yeah, these guys. O'Rourke is a 77, so he could even be something for us. Thompson's obviously in the NHL. Gonchar, not going to trade him. Cogliano's 19 and 66, but he is a medium elite defenseman. We took him in the first round 2 seasons ago. We do have some really good prospects. I'm starting to notice we do really have a good cupboard full of players. But yeah, taking a look at it, it doesn't look like there's anybody else that I'd really like to get rid of. Everybody else is in the mid-70s, and like Burkholz and Malhotra I just saw there as well. Those are guys for the AHL that, if they have a good season or two, they might, in 2 years, become a bottom 6 player for us, and that's perfect. So finding a trade here, I know I have got a goalie that we want to get rid of. Yeah, Barabo. I'm pretty sure I have him scratched. Nobody wants Barabo. Does anybody want? I mean, Hunter Jones is up to an 83, which is really, really good for us. He's having actually a fantastic second. Like, he started really poorly, but now he's bounced back quite well, and so has Tucker Tynan. Look at that. Okay, so our goaltenders are starting to grow into goalies that I can trust in and believe in. You got another year left of Jones, another year left of Wallstedt, and Tucker Tynan's got 1 year left on his deal. So we'll have to decide on Tynan. We'll probably bring him back. But I think that's all for me at the deadline. We're just going to get more simulation done in this video, guys. Probably won't be too long of a video. I would do way more if I could trade for players, obviously. Also, Wild fans, if you're here, How do you feel about the buyout of Suter and Parise? That was really surprising, but that was a really ballsy move from the GM. I guess you're saving like, what, $1 million for those couple of years, but $14 million a year for those 3 years, like from 23 to 25 of just dead cap hurts a lot. I mean, that does hurt. And I guess if we're being realistic, I didn't trade them. They retired as part of our team. They were still useful here, but I guess in real life, their GM saw it differently, obviously, and it's Chell. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the last few games of the season. These last 5 games get up to that Boston game. We do beat Chicago. We beat Colorado. The Columbus Blue Jackets have fired head coach Fabian Hutchinson. Okay, so lots of head coaches. We're going to keep the current ticket prices. We usually sell in the mid-90s, mid to upper 90%. Let's just drop that in game day, as well as local popularity. I don't think we need to worry about local popularity, but I'm just going to change that just a bit. Loss to the Flyers there and the Red Wings. Overtime loss. Marco Rossi is concerned about his ice time. I'm going to try and persuade him because I moved him up in the lineup unless he's grown. Yeah, he's a team player, but he wants more minutes. Interesting. So he's up to an 86 overall. Timeout. Marco Rossi is now up to an 86. Marcus Johansson with 69 and 69, which is nice. Marco Rossi up there on the first line. He wants more ice time, right? And he's got 61 points. Oh my goodness, this second line is absolutely killing it. Oh, what happened? Did they automatically change the lines again? Actually, Tony Peterson here on the third line up to an 80 now. He started at like a 78. Defensively, oh yeah, they did, didn't they? There we go. So we'll just do that. Spurgeon's down to a 79. Is he just dropping off or is he unhappy? No, he's not unhappy, so he is just dropping off. Goaltenders, Jones, yeah, that's fine. God, EA, why do you do that? If you make a trade, it just jumbles everything. Kaprizov, wow, we have... I don't want Spurgeon there. I think I'd rather have Tony Peterson. I think so. Centers... Tony Peterson, changing current line. There we go. Just to get him some ice time. Addison would get a +3. So if we drop... Oh, if Takashi goes to this... There we go. We'll move Craig Takashi down here. There we go. And then would Greenway instead of... I guess Greenway instead of Rossi. But I think I'm going to leave it like that. We get the +5 there with Kaprizov, Johansson, Rossi, Fiala, Addison. I am fine with that. I like Kevin Fiala on that first line power play. So, all right, now that we've revisited everything, we're going to keep Fiala and then move Johansson down, move Marco Rossi up, see if he can be our first line center with Kaprizov and Greenway. I think Craig Takashi, he's actually got, what, 57 points in 69 games, 31 goals. Greenway has got 66 in 69, which is really good. Kaprizov with 42 goals when we still have, what, 13 games to go on the season. He could definitely hit 50. We could see a 50-goal season from Kaprizov. We're moving Rossi up. We've got 5 games remaining in the season. A 3-1 win there. Beautiful. We take a loss, but then we bounce back with a couple wins. Take a couple L's, get a win. There's another win. Safe enough to say we are going to make the playoffs. Marcus Johansson still leading the team in points, but now no longer a point per game. Wow, look at that Pacific Division. We're in a battle with the Stars, really, for home ice advantage, and hopefully... Oh, we got a game against the Predators. That's going to be a big one. A loss to Boston is not good as we play the Predators now, and we could end up being a wild card team, meaning we'd have to play the Stars instead of a team like the Blues. Can we beat Nashville? We lose to Nashville, but the tiebreaker is in our favor. Can we beat Chicago? We lose to Chicago, and now all of a sudden... We're in a wild card spot. We've clinched the playoffs, but now we're not in a divisional spot. We got to beat the Blues. We beat the Blues 4-0 shutout, and the Predators, hopefully they lose. No, they win their game, and I don't know if the tiebreaker is going to be in our favor. Hopefully the Predators lose their final game, and can we beat the LA Kings? We cannot beat the LA Kings, which cements us with the first wild card position. So maybe, just maybe, I should have kept Johansson on that first line and then moved Rossi to the second line. Although Rossi had a really, really good season. Lots of assists there. The regular season has ended. We will end up playing the Dallas Stars in round number 1. We passed. Okay. Yep. That's there. Okay. So I wasn't within that salary. I just I underspent by a ton. I didn't overspend. So we did not raise the team chemistry up to 82. It just never really moved from 78. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to do about that. Maybe acquire a good player. Anyway, Marcus Johansson led the team in points with 79. Kaprizov only scored 3 goals in the final 13 games of the season. So clearly putting him, Johansson, and Greenway together is a good idea. Marco Rossi finishing with 71. Kevin Fiala with 24 goals, 67. Nykulin, after moving him to the third line, absolutely took off. He almost had 40 goals this season. Craig Takashi, a little bit disappointing to see him on the second line, only getting 63 points, but we have a lot of point getters. And Ryan Hartman, I really think has been an unsung hero this entire series, right? 20 points in our 36, 31, 31, 38, and finally jumps to 54. We put some really good line mates around him, give him third line ice time. And he's just been consistent. I mean, double-digit goals every year we've simmed. And then this year he's playing on a line with some guys that can get some goals. He started playing some power play time, so that's really the difference you can see there. You know, taking away his 11 points, he'd be at 43, which is only a 5-point increase. It's still a 5-point increase, but you can see his time on ice has definitely shot up. So, I mean, really shout out to Ryan Hartman there. Great to see him playing so well. And then finally, we've got, do we waive Duar or scratch Duar and start playing Damien Giroux? I think we did, but Giroux is a +1, so I think I might leave that. That's fine with me. Tony Peterson in his rookie season getting 40 points, 17 goals on the third line. Guys, that is really freaking good. We got 3 lines that put up a point every other game or more. Taking a look at the defenseman, Kalen Addison finishing with 33, Spurgeon with 30, so even though he's playing that bottom pairing, he was still 30 points, 11 goals for him, 21 points for Ruslan Zamanov. Brodin, Thompson in the double digits, and then Carson Soucy with 8 assists. He did fine, though. He's a +8. But Zamanov with a +21, Brodin with a +13. Maybe those guys should be playing together, but taking a look at the goaltending. Wow, Hunter Jones had a really good goal against average. Save percentage is quite quality as well. A very good season from him. 39, 24, and 1 with 6 shutouts, so an elite year for Hunter Jones, all things considered. Let's take a look across the entire NHL. I still can never figure out which way is the quickest way. There we go. So across the entire league, Andrei Svechnikov with 115, McDavid with 113, Marner with wow. There are so many 100-point scorers this season. What a season. And that, I guess, I would say that's more impressive than that Hunter Jones only allowed 2.5 goals per game. Guys, I don't think I want 60 goals. Sorry, I was going to say I don't want to fire our coach because the team just plays well even if the chemistry is not maximized. But 60 goals for Tyler Seguin. Holy smokes. 58 for Kukkonen. Austin Matthews with 54. Timofey Ulanov from the Senators with 51. And McKinnon with 50. So many goals this season. Yet, Hall, Svechnikov, and Aho must have been on a line together. That's a pretty good line. Sniper, 2-way forward. So I wonder if they're just really elite. Yeah, they're just elite overalls. Aho's a 95. Jesus. Troy Terry, 89 overall. Ducks fans would love to see that. Anyway, defensively, Erik Karlsson is going to, by far and away, still turn back the clock and win the Norris there. Miro Heiskanen and Doughty both had phenomenal seasons, being in the +20s. Doughty with 70 points. He's still doing it at 35. And then in goal, let's see, who's going to have the best save percentage? 918 for Jari, but we know Hunter Jones is up there at 914. So it is going to be it's going to be Holtby, let's be honest. He won 6 fewer games, played in 7 fewer, but did have slightly better stats here. You can see he made he faced 60 fewer shots, so he really did get shelled in those 58 games, right? 60 shots through 7 games, I guess. Yeah, that's less than 10 per game. Our defense was good, so our defense is definitely helping out quite a bit. Rookie skaters, though, Dorian Seabrook is going to take it. Peterson there with 40, one of the 2+ guys here, but 40 points is nowhere near Dorian Seabrook's 70. He's an 88 overall rookie. Good God. And then Olaf Lindblom played 57 games, did not do well. So rookie goalies are not going to steal the show this season. If we take a look at our final team stats, 3.24 goals for per game is good enough for 3rd in the division. But then goals against per game at 2.77, only matched by the Blues. I mean, we are a defensive team that can just put in some goals. So that's what we need to be. The power play, 20% is my cutoff for a good power play, but the rest of our division, the Jets at 33%. Jesus. the rest of the division was just really good. And then on the penalty kill, we were third there. So just an all-around solid team. We're going to be a tough team to beat. Kind of limped into the playoffs there. Going to keep Johansson on that first line. But it is us against the Dallas Stars in round number 1, guys. So make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one.